Carter. Ooh.
Out to the line with it. Got it down low. They move it in front. Will couldn't get a shot up. Now here's Gostisbehere. He scores! Persistence paying off. And Gostisbehere ties a Flyers franchise record for rookie defenseman with goals in a season and ties the game as well at 1-1.
Too hot to handle, too cold to hold. They called the Ghostbusters and the end control. Had a throwing party for a bunch of children. Well, all the while, the sun was under the building. So they packed up and moved, got a grip, came equipped, grabbed their proton packs off the back, and they split. Found out about Vigo, the master of evil. Trying to battle my boys?
That's not legal. Back across for Giroux. Back to Gostisbehere. One-timer. He scores! An absolute laser! And Gostisbehere gives the Flyers the lead. And now the all-time leader among Flyers rookie defensemen in goals in a season.
Well, I guess we're gonna have to take control.
Simmons to Giroux. The shot! Score! James got his stick on it. It found its way home, and the Flyers lead 3-1.
Now, Andy Robb, Ken Prell, the Philly Hockey Guys.
Yeah.
Please clap.
Yeah, thank you very much. We are back. Wow, that intro was literally better than the Ghostbusters reboot trailer.
I don't even want to get you started on that.
Yeah.
I've had to listen to it for a week now.
You got a good point. Yeah, we're finally back. It's taken a little bit of time, but we are back once again.
We were just worn out from the big trade spectacular.
Oh my God,
that we
that
put out.
show took so much out of us.
I mean, that was 3 minutes of hell.
Yeah? Well, anyway, welcome to another episode of the Philly Hockey Guys podcast. I'm Andy Robb.
I'm Ken Prell, and this is what, episode
35.
Steve Mason.
And that other guy.
Who?
Oh, what's his name? Poplinski? Bobrovsky!
There you go.
Anytime you can work a little J on right in it, I'm all for
Number
it.
one cop on the force right there. So there you go. Welcome to episode 35 of the Philly Hockey Guys podcast. We already introduced ourselves, and wow, we've got a lot of stuff to get to.
Like what?
Well, we're going to we'll do a little bit more real quick. We'll touch on the trade deadline stuff. There was some stuff from Hextall about, staying the course, so we'll get to that. In fact, why don't we actually just get to that right now?
Yeah, we kind of just joked around last week with the trade deadline. And, yeah, the Flyers didn't make any moves. And Flyers general manager Ron Hextall admitted he did some talking, but nothing came to fruition that would help improve the team right now or in the long term.
I've said this all along. We're looking if we can make ourselves better today and not hurt our future. We're all for it. Nothing came up that made sense.
Which is fine. I mean, yeah, the day of the trade deadline, it was kind of frustrating because you saw a couple moves being made. Nobody really
significant.
Yeah.
No real blockbusters being made during that trade deadline.
And when you go back to earlier this season when Hextall was able to move Vinny and Luke Schenn, I mean, what more did you actually expect this guy to be able to do, especially with some of the injuries that we're dealing with around the time of the trade deadline?
Sure, and they seem to be also finding their momentum and clicking at the right time. So, why mess that up?
And again, there are reinforcements on the way. So, you don't want to mess with anything that the Flyers may be doing in the future.
We have a vision, set it out a couple of years ago, and we're not deviating from it. Doesn't mean you adjust. Of course you adjust. You have to adjust. Everything doesn't go the way that you plan for it to go. If we wanted to start unloading picks and prospects today, we could have become a better team. We weren't going to do that. Conversely, we're 3 points out. Our guys have played well. You owe your players, you owe the organization, you owe the fans a certain amount. So were we going to just start letting bodies fly out? No. If something made sense long term that kind of overwhelmed us, we would have looked at. We did. We looked at everything.
And I'll go ahead and take. Let's go with ways to know Paul Holmgren isn't running the Flyers for 600. Alex.
I mean, it is a refreshing change of philosophy for the Philadelphia Flyers.
It's so refreshing. It's more refreshing than a great taste of Canada Dry Ginger Ale, Ron Hextall's favorite. You don't have to be sweet to be good with Canada Dry Ginger Ale.
Are they sponsoring us now?
They should be. Need some of that Canada Dry loot. Forget about Trump money. We need some Canada Dry money, buddy.
No, come on. Trump's a success. He had his Trump steaks out there the other night.
All right,
and
just stop.
his Trump wine and Trump magazine.
Shut up! Anyway, so Flyers standing pat at the trade deadline, as we already know. So great. Hextall sticking with his vision for the future. Let's move on. What else do we got? Flyers in the hunt for the playoffs. We'll have something about that coming up in a few.
Yeah, and we actually have a special interview coming up later on.
That's right. Coming up on this episode of the podcast, as we talked about the Reddit Flyers Wells Fargo Center takeover, we're going to be talking with Reddit user 10 Philly fan. He's going to be calling up. I'm going to talk to him for a little bit about the Wells Fargo Center takeover, which apparently was a big success for Reddit Flyers. We were supposed to go down and do a podcast there for the WFC takeover, but our schedules were not very simpatico over the last few days. Hence why it's been taking so long to get a new show out.
Yeah, exactly. So how about we get into some hockey?
Yes, absolutely. Starting with, I know it was a few days ago, but like I said, we haven't gotten a show done in a while. Let's talk about that game. Well, actually, real quick, before we get into this, let's talk about the other big story. Braden Shen getting a hat trick.
Oh, yes, that's right. We haven't done a show since then. And Bra Lady.
Bra Lady throwing her bra on the ice, and I have a theory about who that was.
Oh,
it was Mama Shen.
I knew you were going to go there.
It was. She was probably like, "That's my boy. He wants to win that pony."
It all goes back to the pony.
That's my son. Yeah, he scored 3 goals.
You know what I love about that is that they always collect all the hats and put them up and show them.
Yep.
The bra is right there, in there as well.
Well, and also she got a new jersey, and the nameplate says "Bra Lady," but the number on it is 10, confirming that lady is Braden Shen's mom.
And what does she sound like again?
Yeah, that's my boy scoring 3 goals.
And what's he scoring goals for?
A new pony.
Well, you're supposed to do it in the
I'll buy you a pony. That's her, dude. I'm telling you. I am telling you. We should try to get her for an interview. Do you think she would do it for the podcast?
Maybe if we send her a new bra.
Okay, this just got really weird.
Yeah, I'm not even going to comment on that.
Oh. So Bra Lady, that's great.
Yeah,
and that made national headlines.
She was all over the place. Deadspin,
great.
ESPN, CBS, they were all covering
And
it.
people are dumping on it like, "Oh, Philadelphia fans." I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry. You guys have a problem with like an old lady that's like trying to get the most out of life and enjoy it,
Yeah,
have a great
having a good time at a game.
having fun for everyone else around her, supporting her son because she wants to buy him a new pony."
She's a fan of Philadelphia sports. What else is she supposed to do at this point?
Well, her son plays hockey in Philadelphia.
That's right.
What do are you going to get excited? Don't you get excited? Like if your kid scored 3 goals, wouldn't you be excited?
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, that game, great. Braden Shen, hat trick, seems to really be clicking, finding his groove. Now let's get to that Tampa game.
Yeah, the Tampa game, of course, Flyers win 4-2 over Tampa Bay, snapping Tampa's 9-game winning streak.
Yeah, quite a significant win there.
And the way the Flyers played in that game, they just kind of dominated the Lightning, which, again, the Lightning were the hottest team in hockey at that point.
Pretty much 60 straight minutes of just playing the right way.
Outshot Tampa 40-18.
How that happens,
yeah.
I don't know.
And, of course, the big news out of that game is, who's that defenseman that they have? The Flyers have.
Grasshopper.
Oh, yeah, Grasshopper. That's right. No, Gostisbehere. Another 2 goals. That second goal was just ridiculous.
It's incredible. I mean, wow.
I keep watching, and maybe it's the Philadelphia fan in me. I keep thinking, all right, he's not really this good, is
Stop
he?
it.
But you know how it is.
Yeah, I know what you
but
mean.
every game he just seems to get better and better. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, the guy is a real treat to watch play, and like we've said in shows past. Speaking of which, if you haven't heard him, subscribe on iTunes, YouTube, all that crap. Future looks bright. I'm really excited to see this guy also grow into a leadership role over the next few seasons with the Philadelphia Flyers.
Well, and speaking of leadership, how about the captain in that game as well?
Man, Like a lot of those great plays were pretty much a byproduct of something that he had to do with it, with him being on the ice.
Well, he had 2 more assists. It's his 15th multi-point game of the season.
Yeah, so now he's at 18 goals, 39 assists, 57 points in the last 62 games. Not too bad.
No, he sucks.
He's terrible.
He should be the captain.
Oh, man.
You know what? Real quick, I just wanted to go over the World Cup of Hockey. Team Canada, left Giroux off.
They also left him out of the Olympics.
Yeah.
Who cares?
But I was looking on the CSN Facebook page, and there was somebody who just Sean Kelly is his name. So it really probably should save this for rage-inducing Facebook comments, but I just had to share this one. Here's what Sean had to say. He said, Team Canada and myself seem to be the only few who realize G is overrated.
What?
He's soft, disappears in big games, misses the net in shootouts. The Flyers used him as justification for trading Richards and Carter.
What?
They've lulled you like babies and thinking this is our new age Lindros. Do you watch the games or just parrot repeating the 5-year stat BS? There we go. I got it. I shut you up. Isn't it astounding that a Flyer fan out there can actually think like that? Exactly. That's why I had to bring it to your attention here. Just amazing that anybody could say something like that about the captain of the team.
The same Claude Giroux that's led the NHL in points consecutively over the last 5 years.
5 years. Yeah. That's complete BS.
He's overrated.
Yeah, he's overrated.
He
disappears in big games.
Oh, you mean like that Tampa game the other
Yeah,
night?
yeah, where he had 2 assists? Yeah. I like this. This is kind of a role reversal here, where I get to piss you off.
Hang on. Siri, what are the symptoms of stroke?
I don't know what you mean by.
It's not funny.
My apologies.
Well, real quick on the World Cup of Hockey, congrats to Jake Voracek, Radko Gudas, and Neuwirth. They were all selected to be included on the Czech Republic team. So, and Sean Couturier making Team North America.
What a stupid jersey those are, those North America. But the
Really?
Canada ones, I think.
I like the North America ones.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I thought they were pretty cool.
Yeah.
And Mark Streit was named to the European team.
Absolutely. Guy deserves it.
So, so the Flyers will be represented. Actually, I'm okay with Giroux not making the Team Canada.
Same with the Olympics. I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, I don't honestly, for this exhibition, I kind of wish Voracek wasn't going to play for the Czech.
Well, he's justification for trading Carter and Rich. Oh, my God. I really.
Hey, deep breath. Come on. Breathe in.
I can't even breathe.
Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. I like this. This is fun. Now I know why you like to read these kind of comments to me.
I have no words for just such errant stupidity. And that's coming from me. Like, what does that tell you?
Oh, back to the Czech Republic team real quick.
Yeah.
Do you think Gudas made it because of that goal from center ice last week?
Man, that was crazy. Good for him. Good for him.
Yeah. Oh, I see what you did there.
Thank you. Yeah, wow. Having a great game, scoring 2 goals.
I didn't actually get to see the game. I was just checking, my timeline on Twitter.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I texted you.
Yeah, and I was like, no, this can't be right.
Yeah.
Gudas scoring?
That was amazing.
What?
Good.
No, twice? What's happening?
And now I can see why they didn't, push him off at the trade deadline. I mean, the guy, he's really turned into an offensive presence over the last few games, ever since the last time he went to disciplinary night court. And now it's not time for that. He actually did good stuff.
Well, he's just got to play smart hockey, and that's what he wasn't doing there for a couple weeks. So, if this is the new Gudas for the rest of the year, Flyers probably make the playoffs.
They're right at the doorstep, and I obviously think it's doable. And I think a lot of people would agree.
Yeah, and we'll get to the full breakdown of how the playoffs look right now in that last wild card spot.
Follow us on Twitter at Philly Hockey Guy. Also check us out on Facebook.
And if the Flyers are going to make the playoffs, they're going to need 93 back in the lineup.
Well, I mean, they certainly did pretty well the other night without him. Sam Gagner really doing good work with this team right now.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. I mean, he's playing well. We talked about Shen a little bit earlier. He's playing real well, but if you can get a guy like Jake Voracek back healthy on the team, that's like a big trade addition coming to help them in this final run of 16 games left.
Yep, definitely agree with you on that.
And Hextall gave us a little update on where Jake is right now.
Too far out to say that. I think it's, he's got to see the doc. He's got to get evaluated.
What?
Then he's got to get on the ice. So it's kind of one of those things where there's a feel we have, but until he goes through the process, hopefully when he sees the doc, things are good, then you move to the next step. So it's hard to pinpoint a time, but we're hoping for the Detroit game.
What was that? What did he just do? Wait a minute, hang on. What?
Too far out to say that. I think it's, he's got to see the doc.
What the hell was that?
Can we isolate that?
That?
Yeah. What? They just start whistling in between, or?
Yeah. Hi, Ron. Andy and Ken from the Philly Hockey Guys. Not a related hockey question, but can you tell me what the wind sounds like? Oh. This is what is that? Sounds like Steve escaping.
We are so lucky to have Ron Hextall and Dave Haxtell because they just give us so much material to use.
I kind of like the Hextall breathing thing, maybe more than real disappointed. Got a little chilly in here. Is there a breeze? Oh, whoa!
I think the air conditioner is broke.
I think so.
Lost in all that. It looks like Jake will be back hopefully by the Red Wings game next Tuesday.
Yeah, that's what they were. That's what they're thinking about, and that's going to be quite a crucial game. Well, we got to see how things go, throughout the weekend. But could change a lot of things.
Yeah, well, it's good to actually have a possible return date because all we got before was lower body injury. Maybe 2 weeks, maybe a little bit more. We don't know.
Mm-hmm. Nice that he gave him a little bit more of a definite timetable. The real question is what does that mean for the lineups if Voracek returns? I just don't want to see Gagne be penalized as a result of that because, like I said, just a few minutes ago, the guy's been playing some real solid hockey.
He's been in the right place at the right time. So, I think Haxtell has to stick with him at this point unless something goes really wrong between now and next Tuesday.
Don't say that. Don't.
All right, I take it back. So how about we get to our very first interview that we've ever done on the podcast?
All right, and calling in for the Philly Hockey Guys podcast, and of course, our sounding board, Reddit Flyers. We love hanging out there, and they do some pretty cool stuff. We mentioned on one of our last episodes, some guys and gals from Reddit Flyers are going to be renting out the Wells Fargo Center with the Wells Fargo Center takeover. And joining me is Reddit Flyers user 10 Philly fan, also known as Dylan, organizer of the event. Dylan, thanks a lot for joining me.
Absolutely, no problem. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. Even better that you got to call in and share with some of our listening audience, even if people aren't on Reddit Flyers, about the experience with the Wells Fargo Center takeover. It's really cool of you to call in.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been talking to you guys for a while, so it's finally great to get to know you, get to talk to you guys, and hey, I'm the first guest, aren't I?
Yes, you are our first ever guest on the Philly Hockey Guys podcast. Let's talk about it. The Wells Fargo Center takeover just happened on the 7th of March, correct?
Correct, that is right.
And tell us all about it. How did this idea start with you, Dylan?
So basically, I remember a few months before the idea in my head popped in. Now, we started getting ready for this in November. Basically, in our hockey, somebody started doing something at Joe Louis Arena in Detroit. A bunch of people went to Joe Louis Arena. They went to a Red Wings game, and before the game, they got to play on the ice. So an idea kind of sprouted, and I believe everybody on Reddit Flyers' heads, like, should we do this? When should we do this? And there was a lot of questioning as to, are we going to do this? Every few weeks you would see a post sprout up, so are we going to do this? So I posted one of those things in November and figured, well, nobody else is taking the reins, so I know I can do it. And basically I said, let me gauge the interest, let me see what I can do. I called a customer service rep, and from there it just took on a life of its own.
It's amazing, and it seems like a lot of people were really quick to jump on board, members of the Reddit Flyers community.
Absolutely. I think the response was just perfect for what it needed. The enthusiasm of everybody was just, I think, it helped me a lot because as somebody who, now I'm still in high school, so it was hard to sometimes juggle a schedule of its own. Someone in high school who everyone's cooperating so well. Everybody is basically saying, hey, I want to do this. They're all jumping on this, and it's making it easier for me. I don't have to say, hey, can you get these people? Hey, can you get those people? It just worked out perfectly in that aspect.
Yeah, and of course, as you know, I mean, us with the Philly Hockey Guys podcast, we're always hanging out on Reddit Flyers, and, we got to see that whole thing, kind of germinate for itself. I mean, it's almost reflective of Philadelphia sports fan passion as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they really took it, and they went running with it, and that's fantastic. That's got to be a great reward for you, knowing that, something that you started up, people took it and they ran with it.
See, it was so cool to go there because once everybody started filling into the parking lot, that's where we really all met each other and everything. Everyone was just saying how thankful they were, and everybody was so gracious, and that was an awesome feeling. But I can't just forget the people who actually really helped there. I mean, for example, there's Mike Geary who was really doing a lot for the cooking. Now we only had one grill there, so that's an example. He helped a lot with that. Adam Jarrett did the pucks for us. He did a great job with the pucks. There was just so many other people who it's not just on me who did it. So many other people helped out with it.
Just like the game of hockey, it doesn't take one person; it's a team thing. And
exactly.
And you also said you were overwhelmed by the response that you got, and it's a ridiculous feeling when you're interacting with Flyers fans like that. I mean, take for example, like when Ken and I started this show, we're on episode 35 right now. And, it's hard to believe that, people are still listening in, still interacting with us, and still being a part of the show. I mean, it's a great feeling.
It really is, and I couldn't have asked for anything better. It was just one of the greatest days, I'd say, in my life, and I will never forget that.
Give us a quick blow-by-blow of what the day was like after you guys met up in the parking lot.
So basically, we went up in the parking lot. I wasn't even the first one there. There were a few people that were even, I guess you could say, more enthusiastic about it than me. People showing up an hour before we were all going to go inside. So basically, everyone starts filling into the parking lot. Then around 1 o'clock, we started to head into the arena. We had all of our bags. All the players were led down to the performing locker rooms. So basically, you would think all the, I guess the Ice Girls would go in there. Basically, we were going in there.
Wow.
Not the Flyers locker room. So we all got ready in there. It was there were two games, Team A versus B and Team C versus D. I know, exciting names, but how many names can you get? And
right.
There were two 36-minute games. 2-minute warm-ups were before each game, and they went really well. We had it 6-on-6 to basically let everybody have enough ice time, and I think that worked out perfectly. All the players, it was really fast-paced games. It was 7-5, if my memory serves me correctly. 7-5 in the first game, and 6-5 in the second game. I think that might have been a scoring error on the part of whoever was manning the Jumbotron.
Oh, you got to do the board and all that stuff, too.
Exactly,
Wow.
And whenever the clock went down, even the horn went off, so that was pretty cool.
Oh, that's freaking cool.
It really is. We got to go on the boards. I mean, the GoPro footage, the photos. I had a professional photographer come do it, Chucky Perry, really great guy. He did it for us, and the pictures look fantastic. After we all played on the ice, we went out through a tailgate, and then almost forgot, hey, there's a game that night, because there was a game that night.
Yeah.
So we all went to the game, and I think we all know how that turned out. Gostisbehere breaks the record for most goals by a rookie defenseman in the Flyers season.
Yeah.
And it's a 4-2 win, breaking the streak for Tampa. A great night, basically.
There's also YouTube video footage of that's also been posted on Reddit Flyers, correct?
Mm-hmm. Correct. And right now, actually, I am taking all of the footage that people are putting up, and I'm basically syncing it all together in Premiere, and I am trying to make a full session video of it, basically having a few camera angles, players who were on the ice at the time, switching between them all. So it's hopefully within the next few weeks, hopefully the last few people who have the GoPro footage can send it to me, but it's going to be pretty cool.
Oh, I can't wait to see that. We'll have to, you have to let us know as soon as that comes out.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, hopefully, now, I got to ask the question. It might be a bit too soon to ask this, but Dylan, you're a guy that's got his head on his shoulders. Do you think we'll be doing something like this next year?
I'm going to say yes, and I will say that because of the enthusiasm of everybody, how much fun it was. And there were people who were literally saying to me, can I throw my money at you right now for next year? So, and I'm going to say yes. We are going to do it next year. Of course, we don't have any info on it yet. Let's just take a short little break before that all gets started. But it might even get bigger this next year because of how much success this event brought. And you never know. It might be different next year in terms of personnel, format, but it's going to be fun.
And of course, Ken and myself, we would love to come down and do an episode, live.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, we wanted to do that this year, but of course, schedules are schedules, so
Oh yeah, yeah.
But it looks like you guys had such a blast there, and it's really remarkable. And like I said, I mean, it really speaks volumes to not only the subreddit Flyers, but it also speaks to, volumes just to, how much Philadelphia fans care, how much, they're devoted to their team, to the orange and the black and the crest that we love so much. And, Ken and I, we can't be more proud to be a part of such an amazing fan base.
Honestly, I'd say, and I don't think it's going to shock anybody to hear this, but I think Philadelphia Flyers fans, all Philadelphia fans are the most loyal, diehard, passionate fans in the world.
Now, Dylan, through our correspondence with each other, you've had some interest in broadcasting.
That is correct.
First off, congratulations on not liking making money for a living. But secondly, tell us about your broadcasting so far.
So, and I'll be real quick on this. Ever since fourth grade, I wanted to be a sports broadcaster, listening to Harry Kalas. It's just an amazing broadcaster, and it made me want to connect with the moment. And since fourth grade, I've done a lot of things. I've gotten connected with people such as, Jim Jackson, our very own Flyers announcer, Mark Zumal from the Sixers, Rob Ellis, who's on Comcast Sports and The Fan right now, just to name a few. Right now I'm doing a lot of play-by-play for a local high school, Adam Grove High School, which, believe it or not, is my high school's biggest rival. So it's a little funny going over the cross-county lines to do games.
That is a little interesting.
It is. Hey, let's just hope it never happens where, the Penguins offer me something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. But in some ways, gig's a gig. You know what I mean? As long as the check's
absolutely.
clear,
Absolutely. So I'm doing a lot of stuff with broadcasting. And if any of you listening have a chance, check out my demo reel somewhere on my Reddit page.
And, of course, I've seen that reel, and I really like the chops that you have. And
all right, thank you. Thank you very much.
Don't forget us when you go meeting JJ. You got to make sure to tell him about your favorite,
Don't worry.
about your favorite and/or least favorite Flyers podcast.
Trust me, it's my favorite one. I don't really listen to many Flyers podcasts, so.
Hey, man, we're glad to have you on board. I mean, I'm like I said, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but the support that Reddit Flyers has shown us with this show, just for being a little goofy at times or doing our thing, it's been tremendous, absolutely tremendous.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. It's always nice to see all the enthusiasm. Now I'm starting to sound like a broken record with that. But just everybody came together and was so excited for it, and that, I think, is what made the event such a success.
We're talking with 10 Philly fan, also known as Dylan, one of the organizers for the Reddit Flyers Wells Fargo Center takeover. Before I let you go, I got to ask the question. Dylan, Flyers making the playoffs, what do you think?
Absolutely, they think that they are going to make the playoffs. If you've seen how they've been since the turn of the calendar, they've basically been on a great run. Yeah, there's been some short stretches of maybe a few losses here and there, but it's looked like since that calendar turn that Dave Haxtell has coached the Flyers well enough to basically get exactly what he needs to get from them to make the playoffs. I mean, you knew that Haxtell coming in had a really good record at University of North Dakota to get any team he had into that Frozen Four tournament.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like right now he's doing the same with the Flyers, and the emergence of players such as Sean Couturier with his offensive production, Braden Shen, and hopefully Voracek coming back. It's looking, of course, how can we forget Shane Gostisbehere?
Right.
It's looking like this team has what it takes to make the playoffs this year, and they're going to be a scary team once the Horsemen come up the next few years and Travis Konechny.
And also got to give credit where it's due. Also on the defensive end to Gudas. He's really been stepping up in more of an offensive role, especially with getting that 4-point night.
Oh yeah, that was an interesting night for him. That was fun watching that game because the first goal, wow, from the red line.
How does that happen?
Honestly, start taking more shots from there. Might get more goals. Who knows?
Yeah,
Who knows?
Seriously.
Second goal for him, just pinball around the crease and stuff. Please over the line.
It's really good seeing him stepping up in that role because some people were concerned about that with losing Del Zotto because Del Zotto kind of seemed to bring a lot out in him, and then he kind of faltered a little bit. But now, he really seems like he's starting to pick it up, and dare I say, is that almost somewhat correlated with him playing with Andrew McDonald?
Yeah, I mean, Gudas, he's still young. People forget.
He's 25, and he looks like he's 40.
Yeah, exactly. The beard is great. Hopefully they make a deep playoff run so we can see him fully grow out that beard.
Sure.
But Gudas he is like your typical Flyer player. If there's a typical Flyer one, he's tough. He might make some controversial plays at times, but we always can fall back on the fact that he's working his butt off out there.
I have to agree with you. And then finally, one final question. We were talking about Dave Haxtell, and yes, he's been very impressive with what he's done so far. Jack Adams candidate, how do you feel about his chances?
I feel like I don't know if he'll exactly win it, but I do feel like he's going to be in that conversation if a top 5 or something like that. I was reading an article that basically was saying that Claude Julien might be a favorite for that one, based on what he's got for the Bruins. But I'd be shocked if Haxtell's not in the conversation.
I could also see Barry Trotz being in the picture because he's really done a lot with the Caps.
Barry Trotz could definitely get it.
Okay, how about this one then? I'll take that question and I'll combine it with another one. What has a better chance of an award coming to Philadelphia? Haxtell for the Adams or Gostisbehere for the Calder?
That is a fantastic question. I'm going to answer with the Calder for Gostisbehere, but I do think the NHL might end up screwing him and basically giving it to Panarin, who does deserve it, but I've never really liked the fact that Panarin is 24 right now, and he's coming off probably the second greatest league in the world of hockey, which doesn't bode well with me, and the fact that Gostisbehere might not get to Calder because of him. But if you don't think that he's top 3, you're crazy. I mean, setting records here and there. Right now he has the second longest point streak in the NHL. I mean, if you don't think Gostisbehere has a legitimate shot to get the Flyers their first Calder, you're out of your mind.
Absolutely. You will get no argument from us. I mean, the guy has really, proven himself. He keeps going. He keeps developing. And as we've said in prior episodes of the show, I mean, if that's how he is now, if that's his mentality, he will grow into a great leadership role, I think, with the future of this team.
Mm-hmm. And it's not just his offensive production. His defensive plays, his IQ around the ice, they're fantastic.
Great hockey sense all around.
You're really right when you say that.
Wow, that's the first time somebody said I'm really right about anything. I like you. You're all right, man.
Well, thank you. I like you too.
Well, Dylan, it has been a pleasure. Of course, Reddit user 10 Philly fan. Find his profile, upvote everything this guy posts. And, of course, we're going to look forward to Wells Fargo Center Takeover number 2. And, of course, we'll have all the details about that as it becomes available, right?
Absolutely, and you guys better be there next year.
All right. Hey, man.
I'm not taking no for an answer this time.
We will be there. And, hey, if you got any extra of those pucks laying around, you could probably go ahead and send one up our way, all right?
I do have a few extra. There's a few guys who did not get them. I need to message them, and I need to send them to them.
Well, you better get on it, man. Stop wasting
I
time
need
with
to.
me, then. Dylan, it's been a pleasure, and of course we'll be talking with you again very soon.
Awesome.
And yeah, go Flyers, man! Thanks so much for stopping by the Philly Hockey Guys podcast today.
Absolutely. Thank you for inviting me to talk. It was a real pleasure.
Wow, nice job with that one.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
Good interview. I mean, Dylan carried everything.
Oh, well, I was just about to say, do you notice how productive I am when I'm not around you? No, but thank you again, user 10 Philly fan, also known as Dylan, for calling in to the Philly Hockey Guys podcast. It was a great interview. We're looking forward to next year's Wells Fargo Center takeover.
He's really only in high school?
I know. It's hard to believe, right?
I'm still not that bright.
Definitely awesome. So hopefully this is going to be the first of many interviews that we'll conduct here on the Philly Hockey Guys podcast.
Maybe you'll invite me to do the next one with you.
Nah, let's not get ahead of ourselves here. No, Jay, absolutely. Of course you are. It was just kind of like a
scheduling problem.
Yeah, that we had to do the interview that way. So,
but no, it was really good. Nice job.
Thank you.
All right.
Wish I could say the same for you.
Oh, shut up. All right. Before we get out of here, Flyers Penguins at Heinz Field Stadium Series 2017.
Yeah, pretty awesome.
And Drew very excited for it.
It's always fun games against Pittsburgh, and I think I know for a fact that the fans love when we play Pittsburgh. So it's going to make the game even more fun.
So that'll be happening Saturday, February 18th, 2017. Part of the 50th anniversary celebration for both teams.
50th anniversary for both teams. The Penguins didn't exist until 1983.
1983? I was going to go 2005.
No, when they tanked for Lemieux.
That's right, yeah. You know, if both teams are actually celebrating 50 years, what city deserves it more? What city has meant more to the NHL?
Pittsburgh, because Crosby played there. So that's why.
I guess so. I don't know. I just think that the Flyer fans are getting screwed here.
Who cares? All that matters is going to be the thing on the scoreboard. You want us to come in and humiliate you in an even bigger venue? Fine. By all means. I'm all for it.
That's a good point.
Hot
I like
dog
that.
Over here,
yep.
please. Actually, no, I'm not going to get it. I don't even think I'm going to go to that game. You can't.
You're not going to go?
You can't pay me to go to Pittsburgh.
Oh, come on. I was going to
right.
buy you a ticket, but now you say you don't want to go, so that's it.
Yeah, you're going to buy me a ticket. I don't believe that for a second, dude. But seriously, though, it's about time.
All right, well, let's get to the playoffs. Big thank you to Winnipeg last night.
Playoffs?
Doing us no favors whatsoever.
Oh, man, I know. I can't believe that.
Started off good. They had a 2-0 lead over the Red Wings, but ended up losing 3-2. So now that catapults Detroit over Pittsburgh now because Detroit has 77 points.
I can't be mad about that, though. At least Pittsburgh's getting jumped over.
That's true.
Yeah.
All right, so Pittsburgh's in at 76 points, and the Flyers, 3 points out, 73 points.
It's still within their reach. It's still very attainable, but, these next two games coming up for the Philadelphia Flyers really are going to test, not only their mettle, but, they need to win these games. That's pretty much all there is to it. There's no way to slice it.
Not only are you going on the road and, traveling down to Florida, you're going against two really good teams this weekend. So, if they can come away this weekend with 2 points, just keep within reach, I think they'll be all right because Flyers have a couple things going for them in their advantage. They have 2 games in hand with Detroit and 1 game in hand with Pittsburgh. So that kind of works for them. And then head-to-head matchups, they got a bunch of them coming up over the last 17 games.
Yeah, Columbus needs to win tonight too. So that's going to be a big game for them.
That's right. Blue Jackets taking on the Pens.
Yeah.
So if the Flyers don't make the playoffs, really, they only have themselves to blame at this point. I mean, it's right there for the taking. Like I said, hopefully we can get Voracek back next week, and we'll see what happens over these last couple weeks.
Yeah, I mean, we can only speculate and say so much at some point. But, the reality is it's like, yes, it's like what you just said. They may make it, they may not. But you know what? There's like 16 games left. Let's just have fun. Let's not be that's what I'm saying. That's what I like about this show. We're not going to be like, oh, well, they have to get these points. It's
Well,
like,
no.
no.
I mean,
just enjoy it. Have a good time.
This is definitely the most fun I've had watching the Flyers in the last couple seasons. I mean, maybe since 2010 in that run. The future looks bright. Ghost came up this year, has looked fantastic. You have some superstar pieces in place, so future looks fabulous for the Flyers, but it would be nice to get in the playoffs this year.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think everybody wants to get in the playoffs for this year, but if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen because, hey, that's small picture. Big picture, next year, things are looking away a whole lot brighter.
The start of the dynasty.
Don't say it. God damn it, dude. All right.
I have to work it in once a show.
All right.
All right, well, that's going to do it for us. Anything else going on?
No, we're going to announce our contest winner on the next show. We're still sifting through. We've had a lot of entries on Facebook, Reddit, and Twitter all combined, so we've got a lot of stuff to comb through, which is good, though. I take that as a positive.
Absolutely.
Lots of people entering the contest, so that's awesome. You say free stuff, people are going to jump on board, but...
Yeah, why not?
That happens. So, yeah, special thanks again to 10 Philly Fan for calling in, speaking with me, and joining the show. And you'll probably hear more from him in the future. And, of course, I don't know.
Follow us on.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Follow us on Twitter. We're also on Facebook. And don't forget, subscribe on iTunes, YouTube, SoundCloud. We have a voice guy that does all that. Why am I saying it?
That's fun to actually put you to work sometimes.
Oh, okay. Okay.
All right, for Andy, Rob, I'm Ken Prell. We are the Philly Hockey Guys.
And we will have a new podcast coming much shorter. There won't be as big of a gap. Episode 36, the Zach Ronaldo episode.
No, we're not calling it Zach Ronaldo. Somebody else had to wear 36.
Oh, yes, we are. I'm ending the show right now. No, I'm getting the last word in. Zach Ronaldo episode next week. See ya.
Not happening. Let's go Flyers.
Zach Ronaldo, see ya.
Stop it.
Zach Ronaldo.
Stop.
Zach Ronaldo.
Thanks for listening. Be sure to like the Philly Hockey Guys podcast page on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter at Philly Hockey Guy. And subscribe on iTunes, TuneIn, and SoundCloud.